I was a stripper. I did OnlyFans. I live in my truth. And I am ashamed at the behavior I've done because I am now 28 years old. I'm actually 28 years young on this earth. And I can say that I'm ashamed because of a lot of different reasons. I can sit here and I can talk to women and explain to younger girls coming up and things. And I thought it was cool. I thought this is what I wanted to do. I thought this is how I wanted to live. But all these females that you guys look up to in the industry, that the media pushes you, they're all miserable. They have no peace. They cry every night. They are not happy with themselves. Bruh. They hate themselves. So much so, they get surgeries and they try to fit themselves to be in something they're not. And they're never going to fulfill it because they're not fulfilled on the inside. I was a stripper. I did OnlyFans. I live in...
Okay, so basically this girl is still pretty young. She said she's 28.
I mean, that's old.
Well, depends on who you ask, but 20
okay.
is you being in your 20s. I wouldn't consider you an old person.
I wouldn't say old, but for a man, depending on what he wants and what he's trying to build, 28 is pretty up there. When a woman's basically complaining and telling women, "Hey, I did all these bad things," and
yeah. So basically, what she's saying is she's regretting what she did. She did OnlyFans, stripping, all this stuff.
Of course,
and she feels like now she regrets it. She didn't really go into detail on why she regrets it, but she did mention the word miserable.
Of course.
But how do we feel? Do you think she should regret it? She shouldn't? And do you think people should do this or should not?
I'm gonna let you speak on this, man. Because the whole idea of this video, what I got out of is she said the people that women look up to today are miserable. But the whole point for our conversation on this one, because me and you can get into this very well, peace. The peace of mind, right? She's looking at peace. All that stuff she did was negative, and it didn't help give her peace. So now she wants peace. So in a situation where women go through this, what do you think? Do you think the world's changing where a lot of women are being influenced by the wrong women?
You know, I think there's multiple factors that are going to play into that, right? And the first factor that is going to play into it is their childhood. And from their childhood, what also is going to play into it is what they're influenced by.
Right.
And what they're following, and, who are the 5 closest people to them, right? And so, yes, based on childhood or influences, some women and or even men make certain decisions at a younger age that they definitely do regret. And I do think it's a positive thing that at an age of 28, she's realizing, what she had done in her lifetime to then go ahead and correct it. But, living that life of, being on OnlyFans and or even being a stripper or whatnot, I've never been, but I can only imagine that there's a lot of stress involved. There's a lot of work that's involved, and it's not peaceful because you're consistently around men that probably disrespect you on a regular basis. And
I'm going to get in this very quickly because this is
okay.
Cash. No, I agree with you. 100%. I do. And what I would tell you is this very simple. Any woman who's from age 16 to 28 and you go into these industries where you go into stripping, or if you go into escorting, or if you go into sexualizing yourself in any industry, men are going to deny you, and they will cancel you secretly. Mm-hmm. You may, it's sex to us. It's casual. Men don't give a fuck about sex. We really don't. We care only about sex when it comes to a woman we truly love. Mm-hmm. If we value that woman, we will love that woman and we will protect that woman. But when a woman does shit like she did, she's going to put herself in a category where she's only going to date simps. Simps are going to come out at night. They're going to validate her. They're going to give her all their appreciation. But she never is going to respect the simp. She's never going to love the simp. She's never going to cherish the simp because he's a sucker. Women want men they can appreciate. Women want leaders. They want men that can protect them and give them security. Mm-hmm. Period. And what a man wants in return is peace. She's speaking of peace, but the peace is already over. She lost the war. She went to war and she gave up all her goodies. Her treasure has been already ran through. I'm a pirate. The treasure belongs to me.
So she's what you're saying is she regrets doing OnlyFans because she knows now there's no hope for her future as far as dating relationships.
She's going to have
hope. Is it not too late?
All women have hope, but it's what guy do you end up with?
I would say it depends if it's too late or not, right?
I mean, if you've been ran through by 300 men, it's over.
I know, but you don't know if she's ran through.
I'm telling you, if she done OnlyFans, she was a stripper. She's
well,
ran through.
I mean, I guess it depends because some OnlyFans, I guess you don't have to have a man involved, do you?
Not at all. But let's go with the statistics. You can say 25% of women don't go out, and even strippers don't go home with someone. They don't have sexual relationship with someone. You can say most girls on OnlyFans are basically doing it privately within their own self. Okay, that's great, but it doesn't change the perception of how a man looks at you. The man's still gonna look at you as a whole. And then if you're looking at 10 lions and they running down the street towards you, you're not gonna look at the lion and say which one is the nice one. You're gonna put them all in the same category. They all evil, trying to bite me. That's how men look at women. So if one girl's good, but she's around hoes or she operate holy like, they gonna always look at her as a whole. She could be the cleanest woman on the planet, but a man's perception, how she looks, they gonna look at her that way. That's why people who analyze the Kardashians, that look up to the Kardashians, look at the lineup. It doesn't. You can't make this shit up. The negativity of how many people you can go with or how many relationships you can get in and it be public, it shows you that you're really not good at this. You're not good at marriage. You're not good at relationships, and you shouldn't be giving advice and having people follow that fuckery because it messes up the nuclear family. The idea of what she's doing, and a lot of young girls are doing this. 16-year-old girls are being put in front of this bullshit. And at 21, they already ran through. Girls at 21, the average body count for a woman at 21 is 25 to 30 bodies. And definitely she belongs to the streets, and she should never come back, because for a man to value a woman, he doesn't want to know that a woman was OnlyFans. And the problem is when these women get older, their kids going to be affected.
And I agree with that. You know, I do understand, and I do agree with you, right? Like if a man wants to take a woman serious, he wants to make sure that the world hasn't seen her in such ways, you know, of OnlyFans or stripping. And I completely get that 100%. Absolutely.
I would say OnlyFans is probably worse because it's on the internet and
exactly.
this stuff can never
It's
go
porn.
away.
You can
Whereas
say whatever you
stripping,
want.
It's like a local city and
it's porn.
Nobody can.
I don't
see
care.
that.
Listen, I don't care if you are a virgin doing it. It's the perception. My peers, my business partner, my partners in business and crime, anybody I'm building a legacy with, they're going to look at her as a hoe. And they're going to treat her as a. Women can't ask for respect when you sexualize yourself. You keep putting yourself out there looking stupid, men are going to keep disrespecting you. I don't care if you're a boss babe. I don't care if you're a CEO. I don't care. Don't matter. It's because when you get 60, 70, that's when it matters. The guys you're 60 years old and you got a couple $1 million, but you got no husband. You have no protection. It's sad when you see a 50-year-old woman out there with no husband. It's crazy. 40 years old, you got no husband. Or at least somebody you can entertain with, or somebody who can claim you. Women are out here not being claimed. That's the problem. And they all they got are pets and friends. And most of them women are single too. That's a negative. So I would say if in your 20s, you shouldn't be doing OnlyFans. You shouldn't be on motherfucking or doing anything socialized stuff. You should be looking for a husband. You should be finding security. Something England done for centuries. And the Egyptians did for centuries, and Africans did for centuries. They put their kids in a position of power to have kingdoms, and they did it very young. They didn't wait. So a lot of these girls thinking they could be 20 and go 10 years of running around being a hoe, and it is not going to affect it. Men too. It's not just women, men too. These men need to step up to the plate and be kings and stop lying to women. I tell men all the time, stop lying to women. Stop it. Tell the woman the truth, because if a man told you, hey, I just want to flip you over and kick you out, you ain't never going to give him the body unless he's some type of celebrity. Women will fuck a celebrity, but they won't stay with a celebrity. They'll fuck Drake, but they won't stay with Drake. That's a fact, because they couldn't handle the craziness of that lifestyle. It's a fantasy. You know what I mean? So I just think at this video, she'll figure it out, but there's going to be a man who's going to accept her because she's not an ugly woman and she's 28. There's simps everywhere. 70% of men are simps. Most women deal with simps. And eventually 3 years in, 4 years in, you guys leave them guys. It never works.
Thank you for watching the Cash Money Dreams podcast. Like and subscribe. Follow us on every platform. Stay tuned. Every week we drop in a new episode. It's your boy Cash, man.